Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd jump on again today to do day 2 of Barbecue Christmas Help Desk. I'll record this, no idea if anyone's going to jump on. I had a bunch of people reach out actually saying they were keen to get my recipe for Christmas, what I'm cooking. And the 2 most voted on things were lamb and potatoes, which is pretty much what I'm doing. So I thought I would jump on and let everyone know sort of how I'm doing that. G'day James, hey again. Chanders, how you doing, mate? So anyway, so my typical Christmas cook when I want something simple is going to be a pulled lamb dish with some very crispy potatoes that my family like to fight on. So I guess it works out well that those are the 2 things that people voted on the most. If anyone's ever done this before, and if you don't have a smoker, I would suggest having a crack. You can get a lamb leg from Coles or Woolies for like $30. Chuck it in the oven with the method that I'll teach you now. You don't even need a smoker and it'll turn out really well. My wife just joined. Hello. She wants my recipes actually so she can get rid of me and start cooking herself. So just kidding, hun. Anyway, so lamb is really easy. So usually I'll either use a shoulder or a leg. The shoulder is better to pull than the leg, but the leg still works. So pretty much what I'll do, get the lamb leg, score it in a diagonal pattern, probably like 1/2 centimeter deep. And pretty much all I use to season on that is cumin, paprika, and salt. That's it. So I'll use like a binder on the lamb. I will, after I've sliced it, so scored the skin, whether it's a shoulder or leg, same. Use a binder, so Worcestershire sauce or some mustard or something like that. My mum's saying best potatoes ever eaten, thanks. So I'll score it, I'll use a binder, and that's really important to make sure that the rub sticks, and I'll just cake on a nice layer of paprika, salt and cumin. And that's it. That's the difficult part. And then so I'll chuck it in the smoker probably at about midnight, at about 107, 110 degrees Celsius, and I'll let that go till about 7 a.m. And then by the time 7 a.m. kicks in, it's sort of had 7 hours of smoke. You could do the same thing in an oven, no problem. And basically you get up at 7 a.m. and you wrap it. So I'll have it in like a tray, and I'll just sort of cover it with foil. My secret ingredients that I use, this is not overly healthy, but my family don't really care, so we go with it. So I use like a can of Coca-Cola, full sugar, goes in as a braising liquid, and also I'll use some sort of a chutney. So there's I think it's a South African one called Mrs. HS Balls. You can get, it's got a funny name, Mrs. Balls from Woolies. I'll put some chutney in, can of Coke, and just give it some liquid and then cover it, and then it'll go back into the oven pretty much until midday, so for another 4 or 5 hours. And then by that point, it's all ready to pull apart, and then everyone's hungry and going for it. So that's the lamb recipe. It's very, very simple, pretty much foolproof. And the potatoes, so not a huge secret, but I use the Jamie Oliver method. So if you just YouTube Jamie Oliver potatoes, he's got a Christmas one that he does. It's very simple. The day before, you parboil your potatoes, cut them into nice, not too big sizes, and then pretty much boil them the night before, have them sitting in the fridge overnight, and then the day of the cook, all you're doing is pretty much getting them laid flat on a tray with heaps of ghee, butter, oil, whatever, tallow, doesn't matter, just some kind of fat, lay it in. This is not a healthy dish, but we're still here. And then basically, nice amount of coating of oil. They've already been kind of cooked through, so all you're doing is crisping them up. So you put your oven pretty much as hot as it can go, so 220, something like that. And then you'll push those for about 40 minutes until they get really, really crispy. And put a good amount of either chicken salt or salt. Lately I've been using the Lake Deborah stuff, it's really clean. And that's it. And 45 minutes later, you'll kind of give them a bit of a move around every sort of 20 minutes. And then the trick with this is about 3/4 of the way through the cook, you want to press down the potatoes so they make really good contact with the tray. And quite literally, my family fight over these potatoes every Christmas. We cook usually between 6 and 8 kilos of these, and there's never any left over. So they're always very well received. Anyway, so that was a couple of things that people had requested. I didn't want to be on here super long, but if anyone had any questions about cooks, I'm getting still heaps of DM questions, and I'm trying to funnel people into this live just so I don't have to answer sort of 15 questions a day. But I guess people are kind of not overly enthused about sharing their questions publicly, so which is fine. My mum says, please make double. No problem. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of potatoes. You won't go hungry. If nobody has any questions, I will save this video for later in case anyone wants my lamb and potatoes recipe. And feel free to reach out if you need a hand with anything else. No one else on the comments, just checking before I jump off. Oh, Steak Lad's joined. Sorry, mate, I'm done. We're already viral. All the best, guys. Merry Christmas. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.